All right, so here you see model number 38. I got the top windows done. Let's see if I can get it from this angle without shadows getting in the way. There you go. So you can see the top windows on the secondary hull. I'm starting the top windows on a saucer. You can see the other side of the secondary hull top windows here. And then you carefully take the ship off the stand and you flip it over and you see how I have done all the windows on the secondary hull. So there's that's the starboard side of the secondary hull, and then you have the port side. So today is June 11th. Kate Mulgrew will be 48 days. She'll be at GalaxyCon, so I believe that's exact. Well, yesterday was 7 weeks. Exactly. So I want to get Voyager decaled, at least, the phaser horseshoes, the registry number, the escape pods, the spine detail, the nacelle stripes, the secondary deflector dish, and as far as on the bottom, I guess those that are on the saucer, and the escape pods, and the phaser rings, and those two. I'm not going to go with all the little invisible decals like the phaser dashes and everything. I just might not have the time. Besides, Terry Metalis is going to be at GalaxyCon. As you know, I am wanting to build this as the Enterprise D, the restored version. I have both sets of decals. I think I've shown you that already in part 2. You see, there's the decals for the Syracuse. Now I've already decided, instead of being the brownish gray hull, it's going to be the light ghost gray secondary hull. Because if you look at Voyager in different angles, here it looks bluish gray, but to my eye, it looks a slightly more brownish. Yes, to my eye, it's more brownish gray than it is on screen. Well, that's good, though. You want the on-screen look for the ship. And you can see, with the panels, you see how subtle the difference is between the dark ghost gray on those rectangular panels there and the light ghost gray hull? That's the subtlety you'll have for the Enterprise D saucer, dark ghost gray, versus the Syracuse star drive. You can see the subtlety there in those panels above the torpedo bay. So basically, that is all for now for Sean's model builds. This will probably be the update for Friday, June 16th, unless I get more done, in which case I'll splice it in. But I have found that my laptop isn't detecting my computer, so I have been forced to wait for Dropbox to do its thing and actually get all the get everything on there. So let me see if I can get a group picture of all my progress this week. Although technically I did most of the windows on Voyager last week at you see, didn't quite get it. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm going to be painting those manually by hand. So if it didn't get everything, I don't care. So let me move everything closer for a group shot. All right, now keep in mind, of course, Voyager is not the same scale. Voyager is 1000 scale. The Enterprise D is 2500 scale. And the Enterprise D is not going to go on that base. That's just the painting base with a small painting stand rod. But I already have the proper stand that came with the model right here. I don't end up using the I don't use the posable neck for the base. I can never get it to work, so I just use the rod itself. So that is all for now for Sean's model builds. Set everything in place here so none of it gets damaged. There's an alternate. There's an alternate picture. If you turn it slightly, now you can see some of the windows. Now, the white wore out a bit at a time, so it's not as garish as it might otherwise be. All right. So we'll see you here next time if I get more progress done this week. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. We're back for the next part of the Voyager build, and I'm experimenting with a hopefully quicker way to do the white windows. What I do is I take the very thin brush from the Tamiya Panaline accent, which has a longer brush part than the thin brush here. I rinse it out carefully. I put it into the watered down white paint, and then we'll see if we can get some windows. So I'm going to bring it up to camera and see if we can get something here. It's just something I thought I'd try. Now, that seems to be making more of a mess. That's what the Q-tip's for. No, that's all right. However, I have one more thing to try. Give me one more. All right, I got one more thing to try. Let's try the smallest brush again. On the white paint once again. The watered down white paint, of course. All right, let's try there again. It's about the same. Maybe I need to add a bit more water to the paint to make it look more like Panaline accent. Let's see here. Well, I guess you got it now. It's certainly watery now. Let's find out if this works. All right. All right, you can see the results on these windows here. So it seems to be working. And any cleanup that needs to be done, I can just use the Q-tip. It'll clean everything up nicely. Yeah, that's better. It's a somewhat more faded white, of course. But you can still see it. It's just a bit more subtle, that's all. That's no problem. Subtle is good. And you just refresh it in the water when you need the white to show up a bit more. And then use the Q-tip to make sure that it stays just in the windows. There, like so. Of course, you got to have enough white paint to actually go into the windows. You don't want to have it get not show up at all. Oh, there. Okay. It's still kind of tedious. That's why I like the panel line accent brush with the black. Really got in there thinly enough to make everything work. But thanks to the Q-tip, I'm able to clean up around it so that the paint just lands in the window itself. So that's just a brief window thing. I'll put the watered down white paint back in the bottle here. Save it for the future. Get the thickest brush to scoop it all in there. Do it on top of the painting paper towel so I don't get it on the red towel, so that it doesn't get on the ship when I set the ship down. Alright, like so. There we go. And just seal it up again. There you are. Satin multi-surface cottage white. I was looking for some white Tamiya paint, but I ran out. I mean, I have the Voyager Escape Pod color in case the panel fails again. I've discovered that the dark ghost gray, which I have here, is the best match for the hull, even when the hull isn't a light ghost gray. And there's paint mess up that needs to be fixed. Alright, so that's about all for now. Once all the windows are done, I will flip the ship over and turn all the phasers into the same dark brown, which I think is this one. Yeah, Tamiya brown, that's what I'll use for the phasers. And then that will be time to do the decals. So that's, and oh, don't forget, I have to use the Revell guide to color in here on each of the greeblies, even the side ones on the secondary hull. And they need to be done that mixture of dark gray too, don't they? Voyager dark gray, there it is. So got to use that for the greeblies. Use this for the phasers. Put the tall colors there. There you go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. So that's all for now, and I'll come back when I've done more. Bye-bye. Hello there. It's Sean. I'm back for the next part of the Voyager build. And what I actually did this time is I managed to find the reverse setting on the camera so I can actually make sure I'm aiming at everything and the image isn't mirrored. For instance, if you look over my left, you'll see the shelf full of models. And if you look over my right, which is how people see me, then you'll see the closet. And right now, when I look at me, I see a mirror image. So this is just a test, and I'm going to play it back and make sure it looks right. All right. Well, I'm back, Sean from Sean's Model Builds, and I'm here to show you the progress I made on Voyager. There, without the light. There. Without the light in the way, you can actually see the windows. The windows I've managed to paint on Voyager so far. And of course I have to complete all the way. Oh, also, look. Front windows. See? Both the captain's quarters and the mess hall. And if you look really close, you can see the ready room and the bridge. I mean the bridge conference room. Now, I have exactly 4 weeks until I start my journey for GalaxyCon, as you can see on the calendar here. See, 24th, I start the journey And I drive to Watertown, then I drive to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's when I turn south for Washington, D.C., which is, I'll stay outside Washington for the third night. And by the fourth night, I arrive at the hotel. And I'll be at GalaxyCon all 4 days. Well, all 3. Goes into August. And then, of course, on the 31st, which is right here, first I go and see John Storr from Geek Dad Life, south of Raleigh. And then I drive to Virginia, maybe Norfolk, maybe Richmond. On August 1st, I drive to Washington, D.C. Sorry, just trying to get the camera right. Drive to Washington, D.C. on August 1st. I spend August 2nd in D.C. itself. Drive to New York City, but stay outside of it because I'm not spending a day there. Fourth night, I drive to Boston. That's where I get my hotel for Fan Expo Boston, the one day I'm able to attend, because as you see, the remaining 2 days are when I'm traveling, coming back. And of course, I also have the, take it off its stand here, the restored Enterprise D from Picard Season 3. I know there's a bit of light glare here, but oh, there you go. There you are, see? There you go. Now you can see it. Now, you can't tell from this front angle, but the top of the star drive is actually a slightly different color. You can kind of tell there. Well, no, they blend into the same colors. Light goes gray, dark goes gray. So what I'll do with these videos is I'll make sure that I use the intro for the on the front-facing camera for the intro, and probably for the outro as well. But it's a lot better now that I disabled the mirror image function, and I can actually see what I'm aiming at and make sure I'm actually looking at the camera. So I'll flip it around now and show you what I'm working on and which colors I'm using next. Be right back. We're back now for the Voyager build, as you can see. There we are. So you can see more clearly. Oh, that was the port side windows. There you are. See? Haven't got them all done, but I'm just going by section. See, so I do one section at a time, and then I do the upper band as well. And I found that this particular brush, if it'll focus on it, that particular brush with its very fine point is perfect for the windows itself. And I've been using this satin folk art paint for it. I started doing the phasers, top and bottom. Haven't done the main phaser strip yet. And I did the detail painting on the RCS thrusters. You can see the black inside there on all 4. And of course, I know I'm going to have to do the Voyager dark gray I mixed up, the same one that's on the front sensor palette. I am going to have to do it in here and in there, even though they look darker already. But see, it's not actually darker. And of course, you have to do the same thing on this side and right there, and then you do the colors. But you can see I've already done the windows on the secondary hull, and there are the RCS thrusters on the other side. So that is about all the progress I've made on Voyager so far. And I just do a few windows each day, and it will come along over the next 4 weeks. Because keep in mind, of course, 3 weeks from now I drive to my parents' house. I'll be spending a couple days with them as well, so I don't have to just focus on getting it done before that time. I'll have the time with my parents, and I'll have each evening at the hotels en route as well. But I don't want to be putting final decals on the ship on Friday, July 28th, the day before I want to get it autographed by Kate Mulgrew. And I certainly don't want to be doing the same thing with the Restored Enterprise D, which doesn't have decals yet, but it has the Aztec decal sheets, which cover up most of the detail. So that's all for now. I've put the landing legs Voyager here, and I'm actually using the phone's tripod more as a stick to hold it in a way. But we're just going to experiment and see how it looks when the mirror image is reversed and focusing on me. Be right back. All right, I'm back again, and I have, if I can get my head away from the glare, there you go. I am using the tripod, kind of like a selfie stick, to make sure that everything stays in view. And you can still see me, and you can see the shelf as well. The shelf full of model kits. Of course, this way I can't see what I'm aiming at. And as you see, I have the rolls for the poster. Now, I put the Enterprise D print around it right now. The actual thing that's going to go in there is the Enterprise A print, which you can see right here. And this poster roll is wide enough to take the TNG cast poster. So that's the way I'm going to transport both those posters to the convention so I can get them autographed. And if I'm hoping to get the Enterprise A signature by William Shatner, I might want to actually get that one. I want to buy that one in advance as well, you know. If you buy Kate Mulgrew in advance, and you buy William Shatner in advance, then you're using less of the cash that I have for the event itself, and I can use it for something else. Maybe when I visit the Eternia Dream Store, hopefully I find the Mega Constructs Castle Grayskull. Because as you can see here, I have a lot of the other sets, I just don't have Castle Grayskull to go with it yet. And as you can see here, here are the figures that I'm going to open this week for Sean's Toy Room. So that's basically an update, and I'll have to edit this video to reflect that. And there is the Tasha Yar figure standing by for the autograph. Of course, I also have a Commander Sela figure from the Next Generation, which I believe is sitting right on top right here. Here we go. See? No, that's Geordi. Sorry. Well, she's here somewhere, because I put her there myself. I have her here somewhere. Anyway, I will go for now, and I'll come back later with the unboxing video of the Motu Origins figures, which will now have space to fit on the shelf. And I'm going to get some of the ones from the other shelf, this shelf, and see how many of them fit on the other shelf. So that is all for now for Sean's Toy Room, and in the video beforehand, Sean's model builds. And I'll see you here next time. And at least now I know I'm looking at the camera because I can see myself on the screen. So you can too, and see you all later. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, I'm back. And as promised, I'm doing a few YouTube shorts for my channel during my summer vacation. This one is a video of how much I got done on Voyager. Give me 1 second and I'll see if I can set it up for a rotating display. Alright, here we are. So what I did is I centered the base on the rotating turntable that I use to paint model cars and other small parts so that you could see everything. The stripes along the back, the shaded panels along the spine, which are only a little darker than the shaded gray panels, which is good. That's what I was going for. You can see the stripes in the nacelles, the shuttle bay fantail, and everything on the saucer that culminates in the front registry number.